Hey there, guys. I wanted to make a quick video about cons that I see with Amazon Flex. I've been doing Amazon Flex now for about 6 months. I've done a handful of videos about Amazon Flex, trying to help other drivers get better, understand what you're going to be dealing with when you get out here on the road, loading your car, running the route, things like that. But on this video, I want to talk to you guys about the cons that I've seen over the course of time. And I'm going to go from number 6 down to number 1 in this list so you guys have an understanding of how I feel about Amazon Flex and the things I dislike and think could be better, or just things to watch out for when you're out doing Amazon Flex. Let's get to it right now. So my number 6 con with Amazon Flex is that the app is not always accurate. What I mean by that is it doesn't always track very well when you're on a route and you're going from address to address, or you need to make a turn left or right. It doesn't always track with your car very efficiently, and I have missed several addresses. I have missed several turns, had to go around blocks, had to turn around in other people's driveways, things like that. This can become a little bit frustrating, especially for you drivers who are in large cities, and it becomes very congested. If you accidentally miss the turn, all of a sudden you could be going many more miles around and costing yourself time and money and wear and tear on your car. That would be my number 6 con with Amazon Flex. My number 5 con with Amazon Flex is when people are unaware that you're showing up with a package. You may have the vest on, you may have identifiers on your car, but people still don't really pay attention to when their package is going to arrive, especially with an Amazon Flex driver. It can be a little bit dangerous if you show up in a rural market like I do, and all of a sudden you have people coming out the door wondering who you are, why you're there. I've actually had a gentleman come up to me and ask what my business was on his property, and his wife had ordered a package. That was a little bit of an uncomfortable situation. We talked it through. He understood. He took the package. No big deal. But you can see how quickly this can become very uncomfortable for you as a driver. So my number 5 con with Amazon Flex is Amazon not really notifying people, or just people in general not letting their husband or wife know that, hey, I might have a package coming and there might be a driver bringing it up the driveway, can make it very uncomfortable for you. Number 4 con, gotta be dogs on the routes. I live in a rural market. Even if you don't live in a rural market, you live in the city, many people have dogs, and just like I said before, they don't know when you're showing up with their package. They leave their dog outside. I have had dogs unchained. I have had dogs on the loose. I have had aggressive dogs come up to my window to the point I just drop the package out the window and leave because I was not about to step out of my car. I have had friendly dogs, made videos about that, and that's once in a while that does happen, and that's great. But my number 4 thing would be dogs on these routes. If you are fearful of dogs, or you have any trepidation about getting bit by a dog or history from being bit by a dog, you need to be aware you will encounter dogs on the loose as an Amazon Flex driver. This is going to happen to you, and it is my definite number 4 reason that I have a con with Amazon Flex driving. I have never really run into many problems with other food apps because I think people are aware that their food is coming, they're ready for it, and they want to put their dog away so they can get the driver up to their door and drop off the food in a quick manner. With Amazon Flex, that is not the case. People have no idea you're coming. They leave their dogs out for security or whatever, and all of a sudden, you can be in a confrontation real quick when you're out on an Amazon Flex route. My number 3 item is going to be the pay with Amazon Flex. I've made several videos about how you can finish these routes within a couple of hours, and yes, that is true. You can finish these routes within a couple of hours. But the pay showing typically is anywhere from $18 to $21 an hour. And I know this isn't deep thinking, back-breaking, mind-blowing work, but you are out, you are sweating, you are moving, you're using your own car to do this kind of work, and for $21 an hour on the average or below, I think the pay could be a little higher. You're doing a lot of moving and running and pushing around items for Amazon Flex. You're saving them a lot of effort and time. I think they could bump that pay up to probably $24 an hour on average, and make it better for the drivers. That way, if they do finish their route, they're very happy. They're excited to make, in that $30 an hour range to do this. And it's not any skin off of Amazon's back to pay a little bit more. I think the pay could be higher. And this is my number 3 con that I dislike about driving with Amazon Flex. Now we're down to number 1 and number 2. Number 2 for me kind of goes hand in hand with that money thing. The pay isn't very great, and there's a lot of wear and tear on your car. So my number 2 con with Amazon Flex is the amount of wear and tear you're putting on your vehicle doing some of these routes. These routes can go from anywhere from 5 up to 50 miles. So when you're driving all over the place within your large city or within a rural route, you may have to commute to the warehouse, then you load, then you're driving 20 miles to get to a community, then you're doing your drop off. You are putting a lot of extra miles on your car doing this kind of work, especially in the rural routes where it's a lot of dirt roads. Inner city roads that aren't well maintained can be very treacherous on a vehicle, can cause a lot of turning and twisting, more tires you got to purchase, more tie rod ends that are going on your car, different kind of suspension parts that cost money. All these things start to add up, and the wear and tear on a vehicle when you're doing Amazon Flex is a real thing. You're going to have to be aware of it, and you're going to want to account for it when you're out here and not just look at the gross earnings. You want to keep a spreadsheet of how much money you're spending throughout the year on auto repairs to know exactly how much you're actually earning. So wear and tear on your car when it comes to Amazon Flex driving is my number 2 item, because it really cuts into that profit that you're earning, and it is a real thing to be concerned about. All right, we've made it to number 1, and my number 1 issue with driving on the Amazon Flex platform is the unknown route. You click on your route, you show up to the warehouse, you walk in, they show you which rack, or they hand you the cart that you need to load, and you scan that QR code and you cringe. Oh man, it's my most hated thing about Amazon Flex. Then you pop up and you see your route, and it's not what you wanted. It's the route that's all of a sudden 30 miles away from the warehouse in a part of the community that's further away from your house, and you realize you just have to commute all the way back home. I have had routes where I've had to be an hour away from my home when I get done with my route. This happens to all of us drivers. We all know it. I don't like the fact that we can't see where we want to go. We can't select what we want to do. That is one piece of the Amazon Flex app that I just can't handle. I just don't like. I would prefer if we could see where some of these routes are headed and select the best ones for us. I understand they want to get all the packages taken care of. They want to get things done without drivers, controlling the situation. But this is my number 1 pet peeve when it comes to Amazon Flex. Not knowing where I'm going, having to go into communities that I don't want to go into, having to go into rural routes that are really, really damaging on my vehicle. Those things are what make me cringe at the Amazon Flex warehouse, and the thing that I hate the most about driving with Amazon Flex. So there you have it. Let's go through those again. Number 6, app not always accurate, doesn't track well. Number 5, people unaware of you when you're coming. Number 4, dogs on the routes. Number 3, pay could be a lot more, averaging about $18 to $21 per hour. 2, wear and tear on your vehicle. And number 1, unknown route. I wish you guys the best out there as Amazon Flex drivers. I'm glad you're out here doing it, watching these videos, trying to get better. But beware of some of these things as you're out there moving around, driving your car, delivering these packages for Amazon. Until next one, take care.